going to learn about intent. Intent's difference between implicit intent and explicit intent. So, what is implicit intent? It doesn't have a target. Will give the choice to the user to select the target. So, explicit intent. Intent is an action or an operation can be performed used in the Android components. It can perform to start an activity, start a service, start broadcast receiver. We're going to pass a value from main activity to the second activity. For that, I'm going to, yeah, in the layout, I'm going to set a text view. So that way we can make that to display it. So right now, say, well, see, see, it's Google. So from main activity, I'm going to pass a value over intent. So to intent, we can pass the value intent dot put extra. In between these two lines, I have to write put extra. So be like a name, right? Name is a key. The value will be info book. And run the application. So when I tap here, it will move to second activity. There, the instead of Google, this info book should display. Yeah, I haven't write any code to get here, right? Yeah. So here I'm going to get the intent. Okay. So let me get intent. First, we are passing through intent only. Intent dot. What we gave as a key as a name. So this second activity we have a text view as a ID for that. Anything if you want to declare it in the activity, you have to go with the ID only. Text view from activity underscore second small dot set text. I'm going to set the text. So I'm going to copy this one. String. So it may crash. The intent might not aware it's a string or a value. So better to be a toString. So now I'm going to run the application. We'll run the application. So when I click here, rename to info book. Okay, so see, it's came. So what we learned so far from one activity to another activity. From main activity, we are calling the second activity. So the intent is nothing but an action. So we perform another action. So I'm going to delete this entirely, like calling the second activity, or else, yeah, it will be deleted. So we're going to perform operation called send a message, like send a mail or message, anything. For that, I'm going to declare a variable send intent message line. So intent is nothing but an action. So what the action we're going to give is send. So intent dot action send. So if you see, there are other options also available. Aeroplane mode change, collapse answer, which means answer in the sense, answer the call, battery low. There are a lot of actions are available. So what we need is send. We're going to send a message and put extra like uh, when we send a message, we won't send as a plain. So we'll send as a subject or we'll send as a text message. So for that, you can plot extra subject or will be extra text. Yeah. Work technologies. Then the type would be like plain, like text dash plain. That's it. So this is the action we're going to perform. So this has a action send, extra text as a infobook technologies. So before we performing the operation, we're going to check which application, because Android has a multiple applications like a message, photos. In which application you want to send? For example, you have a text. You have to send a message through either messenger or email, like that. So for that, we're going to write a code, get those available applications, which means available apps. It's send message intent dot activity with the package manager. Uh, it's send. So now we're going to run the application. So this will perform when we click the button. So here's there. So I'm going to click the button. So when I click the button, see, it's came like share with the message. Okay. It's also shows the available applications like Bluetooth, driver, Google Message, Drive. So I'm going to select this one. You can select either of it, like go with the Google. See, technologies. Whatever we gave as a extra text, it's displayed here. So likewise, we can send a message. You can choose any other application, or else you can forcibly you can choose a particular application, like I want this to send only through photos application, or it has to go only through messenger kind of thing. So next we're gonna learn intent filter, which combines of action, category and data. So far we learned to choose the target, which means we hand it over to the user to select one of the target, like messenger, Google, Gmail, and everything. So I'm going to set the our second activity as a target. So I'll show you in the emulator. Click me. It will shows only Google, sorry, Gmail, Bluetooth, Drive, and the Messenger. So I'm going to add our application, which means our second activity will be the option here. So let's start working on it. So I'm going to remove these things. We're not going to do that. So we'll make a second activity as a target. So here's the second activity. I'm going to give the intent filter for this one here. Filter, and as I said, it's combination of action, category, and data. So first, action, Android, name. This is intent or action. What send, which means here send and category. So send. Then this data. So data will be in that. So what we have hit here text. So we set the intent filter. So I'm going to write the code here to get the message. Let's print it. Wait, get intent. Yeah, I'll declare this as it comes in bundle only. So let's toast this one. Yeah, yes. String text. So in the main activity, it gave us a extra text as info technologies. So it will be extra text. So here I will check here post what wrong. Let's run the application. Let's save it and run the application. So let's run this application. Click me button. It should show our application, which means second activity as a target. So when I click this one, see our first app, which means because of the second activity. Our first app is our project name. So that also as a it came as a target. So I'm going to select this one. See Infobook Technologies. Other application also can choose our application as a target to send the message. So intent filter is not only for sending the text, it also can launch. It has a many action. If you see in the intent, there will be options like options like can answer the call, battery low, notification, or the camera button. You can make it as a chooser. There will be a lot of options. So thanks for joining, guys.